From the West Side, it's time for The Greg Show, starring Gregory Struss. 2014! I'm Scotty Joe Vegas, inviting you to stay tuned for the next 30 minutes because you'll meet and hear the cool sounds of Australia's very own Michael Charles. Plus, Celine Graham and the Greg Show Orchestra. And now, here's a man who's been spanked by lots of Boy Scouts, Mr. Gregory Struss.
Okay.
Yeah!
Thank you.
That merit badge.
Thank you. Welcome back to the Greg Show. Emanating here from the Studio 688 North, here in the west side of Chicago.
Yeah!
I'm sure that all of you are having a great New Year. How many of you having a great New Year?
Right? Yeah! Woo!
And especially if you're a staff member of Governor Chris Christie of New Jersey. So I wanted to welcome everybody, in case anyone knows. There's been a lot of news coming out of New Jersey.
Yes, indeed there has. It's coming through the
Evidently,
wire.
there was a traffic jam scandal.
Really?
Yeah, and it was involving Governor Chris Christie. And he admitted to knowing a few things about jams. Boysenberry, grape, strawberry, all kinds of jams.
You know, he probably struggles with too much food.
I think we all do. This isn't very good because most of this is about Governor Christie.
You really can't start over, so...
Then for the sake of transparency, Governor Christie had what's known as a news conference. He had it for like 2 hours.
Wow, outrageous.
Where he talked about another kind of jam,
Wow.
those that are available in donuts. So...
For you people out there in the Elmhurst nursing home, we love you.
We love you out in Elmhurst, absolutely. And this frigid weather. Here in the west side, it was so cold that if you were to throw hot water, it would have become snow.
You know, what you should have said was, how cold was it? And we were supposed to say, how cold was it? And
We'll get through it.
we'll get through it. Right on. Amen. Hallelujah.
It was so cold that the news reported negative digits. Oh, wait a minute. That was Governor Obama or President Obama's approval rating. Oh. He's not a governor. He's president.
Aye.
What's my approval rating for tonight? And is anyone eager to watch the Olympics on our sister station, NBC?
Yeah, NBC in the house! Yay! Woo!
I don't know what it is, but I get a little irritated when a commentator's telling me, how to do an exercise in the snow. You know what an exercise in the snow is?
What's that?
Try finding someone to shovel out your driveway in the snow.
You know, Scott Hamilton has his looks. Okay, moving on.
And finally, do you ever listen to how people talk?
I do once a week.
Okay, in the South Side, people used to always say in that. I'm going to the store in that, or the jewel.
Or dude.
The jewel, the dude, what is it?
Or dude.
Dude, yeah. Well, here in the West Side, I don't know, I'm not a scientist or anything, but somebody was talking about how 1 + 1 = 2, okay? But in Cicero, when someone said 2 + 1 = tree, I'm just like, what is a tree? I thought a tree comes from a seed.
A tree comes from the forest.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to be seeing it in a while. All right, we have a fabulous, fabulous show here tonight. We have one of our old guests from Australia. He has been in. You've been in the States for a while now. Now you're not. You're originally from Australia. But you never left, though. Okay. Michael Charles and his band are going to be performing tonight.
Peace out. You mean the music that we
No,
have?
our applause.
Oh, hey, applause! Yay! Oh, puppet shows. Massengale.
Whatever happened, do you remember on Channel 20, back in the day, used to always have the polka shows at
Yes.
6:30. I go over by Uncle Ted's and Aunt Avis's in Hammond, Indiana. We used to always watch it.
Yep.
And then when we would introduce the show, you would always go, polka, polka, polka.
Polka, polka, polka.
But not tonight.
there's
So we have
a lady-
Michael Charles and his band and some fun stuff, as they say.
Yes.
All right. Anyway, I'm Greg. This is The Greg Show, and we are reinventing community television here in the west side of Chicago, and we'll be back in just a moment.
All
Thank you.
right, yeah! I'm going down to Maui Joe. home. This is crazy. Come on, Greg, sing it.
Chick, you are the sunshine of my life. I mean that.
I
Gal,
think I have to go to work tomorrow morning. That's exactly what
Hey, we're on TV.
Yes, we are back.
We're back, baby.
And
2014.
regrouped after 2014, regrouped after a little bit of a break and stumbling along in the monologue.
Yes.
And you know what? We were talking beforehand, and I said, how many of you know who Governor Chris Christie is? Everyone's like, yeah, I know who he is. Well, okay. I said, he's kind of a rather large man who's been in the news a lot. And I'm like, okay. I said, so you understand? And they're like, yeah. And so I'm hoping that, you know, I'll get some pub and help from emotional support from the crew.
Yes.
And everyone just keeps looking at their watch like they have something better to do tonight.
What you have is a mentality of people on their phone. They get their messages through that, and it's all up in here. They don't communicate no more. It's the communism that's going to come to our country.
So then the other thing I said about to our audience, because they were very kind to come out.
Oh, very kind. Very kind to stay, too,
perform,
because
and
they
they're
could have left
staying.
at any time.
I know you were ready to leave pretty
No,
soon.
I was here. I'm like, hey, I need bacon.
And so I said, you know, we're back and just pretend you're enjoying yourselves.
Yes.
It's okay.
I politely went over there and said, hey, I know it's past your bedtime. Let's go.
Now, do you think they're going to leave here thinking that I'm like a difficult person? Or?
I think they love you, and that's the main thing that, you know.
All right, I want to feel it. Is the love out there?
All right, all right.
Oh, okay.
Hey, it was stern. You know, if I had to put that on something like this, I'd say it was like there. It's not down here.
Well, we're all on the same page now.
Yes.
Just want to remind you that Greg's show is on every there I am Wednesday at 8
I don't know. You never
on
tell me.
Xfinity Comcast here
I watch on the internet.
west side of Chicago. We air one time a week, and
Unless you call and say there's no show.
and yeah, exactly.
Or it's too cold.
It's too cold, and so we're on Xfinity Comcast in the west side of Chicago, as well as 65 communities.
65, ladies and
Elmhurst,
gentlemen.
Burbank,
2014,
Oak
Greg
Park,
Show.
Yeah. And then we're also on YouTube and Vimeo. So if you're watching us on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. And
I'd like to
also
thank
out
all the
here.
people who actually went to YouTube and watched the show. I appreciate it. And the numbers are rising. And,
But not my approval rating after tonight.
you know,
so it's okay.
a lot of comments, you know, but they're trying, you know. There you go.
All right, so it's a new year, and we have not seen each other in a while.
Yes.
So what have you been going on? Now, Celine is back. Celine is on our camera tonight, and she graduated from Roosevelt University with a master's degree in, was it real estate? Business administration.
All
So
right.
let's hear it for Celine.
Bravo.
Now, she's one of these people who we've known for a long time, and a single mother decided that she had had enough and wanted to do something else.
A
and
single
found
mother of how many?
3 children. 3 boys.
children.
3 boys. 3 very beautiful boys. So she's saving one of her love children for me. And when we embraced before the show, she's like, get away from me. I said, you know, we're still going to have our love child. So I don't know what we're going to do. But
Old
it's a story.
dinosaurs.
And she's not laughing over there, so I don't know.
Old dinosaurs find each other. That's all I got to say.
Exactly.
Breathing your breath on my neck.
That's what she said. So speaking of breathing on
How come
someone's
there's only
neck,
two
what's
people
going on? What's going on with your new love interest? Can we talk about that or not? Now she moved to Wisconsin. Is that correct or not, or is that top secret?
Well, you know, private is private, but, you know, the fortune teller said that you'd be making many trips to Bangor and Sparta, Wisconsin, and that's where I am.
Okay. All right, I understand. And that's as
But
much
hey,
as you
I want
go
to talk
into it?
about your love interest.
Which is
I never hear about it. So what's going on with you? I mean, are you buying Fannie Mae? Are you shining your shoes? Are you putting the Febreze in the car seat? What's going on? No? Okay.
As interesting as I may seem,
Don't blow off the question.
I have a very I'm not seeing anybody.
Really?
No.
You're working on you right now.
I've been working on me for about the last decade.
I have a few things I have to say
Here's-
about 2013. I'm going to crush you right now. Okay.
Okay.
Number one, I said Escanaba, Michigan, where my dad was. It was actually Woosaki, Wisconsin, but people from the Chicagoland area know Escanaba more than Woosaki.
Okay.
And then I said something else wrong, but we'll work on it as we go on. Sorry.
Okay. So, yeah, that's what's funny because people go on Facebook, see who you're dating, and then come to their own conclusion because
Nobody
you're
gives
not
a
married.
crap about me.
Yeah,
I
and,
mean,
and
they're
it's like, do you ever just look at this stuff on Facebook and take a look at some of these things? And I'm like, you really share this with your community?
The Polish gypsy said, don't go on Facebook, so I don't go on Facebook. That's what she said. She said, stay off Facebook. I don't know
So
what it is.
back in the day, did she suggest that Comcast triple play or not?
She actually
Okay.
said there'll be a Comcast.
All right. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about, how people talk in various areas. So when I was living in Seattle, people would say, you sound like you're not from the area. And you sound like you're from Chicago or something, because Chicago people have a different dialect, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you talk to people in Wisconsin, they have a different dialect.
Yeah.
But this whole 1 + 1 and 2 + 1 thing equals tree. And I can't even tell you how many. I was at a place, I don't know, I was doing some service work, and someone was measuring something. Yeah, it's tree eighths.
Tree eights,
And I'm
Bobby.
like, what is tree eighths?
Tree.
Is
Tree,
that-
like 2 nipples, 3 balls, you know? All right, what?
So I don't know. I mean, I just thought it was kind of intriguing, and then I find myself saying, "Oh yeah, I'll be home. I start work at tree today," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
But like people out east talk that way too.
Yeah,
like
but
the
is
orange shouting
it so when you're
choppers.
doing your schedule? Is it a 3 or a tree?
Those men usually wear white briefs and they usually have mustaches.
Okay.
I don't usually break bread with those guys because they're always, dating somebody that I probably used to date. I was going to say screwing, but I can't say that.
Are you rubbing it in? Because I'm not doing it.
Obviously, he is with the mustache.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Coming up, we have a gentleman who has not been with us, and we've done different kinds of stuff, but it's so great to hear that he's
I haven't done a lot lately. I'll tell you that. I want to.
he's still performing and just really getting it done. Got a new disc. We're going to show that in a few minutes.
Every time I drive by Outback Steakhouse, I think,
Michael Charles.
yes, in the flesh.
The last time I went to Outback Steakhouse was when I had in a relationship. I mean, it's been a while.
I was down $10,000.
Thanks for bringing it up, by the way.
I was
I'm
down
glad that you-
$10,000 in Laughlin, Nevada, and my buddy sat across from me and says, "What are you going to do?" And I said, "I'm going to go back and win my money back."
Hey, did you?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
That
that's good
night
to
was
hear.
unfortunate.
All right.
That was at least 4 years ago, Mom. Sorry.
Real quickly, Scott came all the way from Mosinee, Wisconsin, and you're calling me today and saying that you were at 45 miles per hour.
I was never so
and he
scared.
still made it for the show, still on time. Let's give some pub to this man. 2014.
I know how to get it wet.
Okay. And I won't go there. And when we come back, the music of Michael Charles and his band.
All
We'll be back in a moment.
right. In the hand.
Yes!
Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Michael Charles, ladies and gentlemen.
We have a treat. This is his latest disc. It's cover tunes. And it's a pleasure to be welcoming him back to our show, Mr. Michael Charles and his band.
All right, yes! Bravo!
Okay, we are back. Now, I have been very excited because this gentleman joined us about, I don't know, it's got to be about 22, 23 years ago. When we were
Long
doing
time
a show
ago. We
out
just
in-
say a long time ago.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. And he's been touring, and he has a new disc out. I don't know where we're going with this one. This is called Michael Charles Cover Tunes, and it's a pleasure to welcome Mr. Michael Charles. Yes, I'm pulling it back. How are you?
Good to see
Good
you
to
again,
see
Greg.
you.
Yeah.
All right, I have to clear something up. The last time he was here, I did not understand what you were saying. So as I'm looking at this tape, he was talking about, he had a song about that you were moved by pain and misery.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm saying, and I didn't understand because you had a little bit of, it's not really a brogue, but you know, when someone has a heavy accent, and your accent seemed like it was heavier back
Maybe it
then,
was back then, yeah.
or perhaps I just wasn't as worldly. So I'm like, what's pine and misery? And then we went back to being a tree. You know, so there's I think that tree, after two,
You
I
thought I was
wrapped it
talking
all
about-
up and nobody got it.
You
Thank
thought I was
you.
talking about a window pane.
Yeah, window pane. I'm like, so I just wanted to apologize for
No,
that. I
not
was
to
I was
apologize.
young, I was unworldly, and I felt like an idiot, quite frankly. So it's glad that we're able to
It all worked
straighten
out.
that out. You've been up to a lot, traveling around, and let's talk a little bit about the experience in the last 23 years. You know, what do you think's different now in performing versus back then?
The differences?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, technology's changed a lot.
No internet, no cell phone. Well, there were cell
Well,
phones,
but
but
they
only.
were very basic.
Right.
Just technology's changed. That's the biggest thing. You mentioned Facebook before, that you can do a lot of self-promotion. There's the way you record in the studio has changed a lot. Just technology is the biggest thing right now. Back then also you would rely on your record label a lot more than you do today. Today you
Right.
can do your own thing and you use your record label basically for distribution and things like that. But the music, I don't think's changed. You know, music's music. You still got to do your thing. You still got to handle your way around your
And you're
instrument.
still getting it done. I was like amazed. I mean, it's you know, as you were rehearsing a little while ago, and you just don't seem like you tire. You're still as passionate about it as you were back then.
I think that's very important. You've got to love what you do, no matter what it is. I think, and if you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work. It's just a good time. You know, haven't seen you in so many 20 odd years or something, and sitting here just seems like it was just the other day. You know, it doesn't feel that amount of time has passed.
You should have done the monologue. I don't know. So what are some of the things that you're working on right now?
Right now, we're getting ready to do a tour out in Canada. Working on a new album. Actually, there's an anthology of my music, 30 years of recording, coming out this year. And actually, the track that we played, "Pain and Misery," actually that track from your show is on is going to be on that anthology. So you made it to my anthology.
Wow, I'm honored by that. And what was intriguing is that when you guys came out the first time, you really didn't have a long time to get people together. And you got guys from like Buddy Guy, I believe, and here they are jamming out at the show. And you did. What did we give you? Like a week to put it all together?
No, not even. It was we put it all together that same day. I mean, my management said we're doing a show on television, cable show. We're doing it tomorrow, basically. And so I just called up a few people. And as you know, it was two guys from the Junior Wells band at the time.
Right.
And Coco Taylor's nephew on bass, myself. And as we were... back then, you picked me up in a limousine. So now, this time I had to drive myself out. So... So
we have Facebook and the internet. We don't have a limo anymore.
No more
but it's
limousines.
okay.
You're talking about change. There's no more limousines. But we're actually in the limousine, and I put the tape on in the car and said, "This is what we're playing at the show." So we just basically played it. It was just we winged the whole thing. There was no rehearsal, no nothing, and it turned out pretty good. You know.
We had Ben Hollis picked up. He was with Wild Chicago at the time, and it turned out that nothing worked in the car at all. And I don't know what happened, but it was kind of a buzzkill. So that was nice. Quickly, where are you going to be performing this year?
This year, as I said, we're going out to Canada. We got shows already booked for Buddy Guy's Legends in Chicago, the House of Blues in Chicago, and various places all over the United States. And hopefully we're going to be heading out to Australia, do a tour out there again. So just keep rocking and rolling and do what you do. You know?
It's so good to see you.
Yeah,
and
you
I hope
too,
you'll
Greg.
join us again sometime.
Another
We're
20
gonna
years?
We're going to, no, before that, we're going to hear some music after this from Michael Charles. All right. Stay with us.
Those guys are something else. There's some rockin' business going on.
Still
man.
getting it done, Michael Charles and his band. It is his band, correct? That's what you still go by? Michael Charles and his band.
I don't hear the band members say anything.
They're like,
You're like, hey,
he signs the checks, he can call it whatever he wants.
he buys a
That's what he
KFC,
says.
I'm there.
Anyway, Michael Charles and his band, this is his disc, Cover Tunes. We appreciate him joining us. What did you
good
want
to
to
see
say?
him.
Yeah, he was. And what did you say about the people in Hobart, Indiana?
That those people that are on their couch thinking about suicide or
All right, we wanted to do something
I'm sorry.
uplifting. You said something else.
give an email. Find me, Scotty Joe Vegas on YouTube. I'll talk to you. Man, don't pull the trigger. Pay your bills. If you can't pay your bills, try and work out
All
a deal.
right.
And drink lots of water. Get lots of rest. Don't beat your kids.
Well,
All
I
that stuff.
think we've covered all the politically incorrect areas of conversation tonight.
It's Indiana. I love Indiana. Indiana wants
Anyway,
me.
thank you to Michael Charles and his band. Thank
All
you to
right.
the band and all his people. Thank you so much for coming out.
Bravo!
Appreciate it.
They were premium.
Greg's show is on YouTube and Vimeo.com. And, of course, we are here every week on Comcast here in the west suburbs of Chicago. Anyway, we're going to take it away with Michael Charles and his band. Greg Struss, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Goodbye,
Rat
everybody.
ticks. All right.